Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Brews, where I bring you 5 cards to upgrade your commander. Okay, and this commander is one of the most popular commanders, top 10 of all time. It is relatively expensive. If you ain't got it, you may not have it. I don't know, but find a way to get it if you love dragons. We're talking about the Dragon, and I got 5 cards specifically from the Tarkir Dragonstorm set that I think will upgrade your Dragon deck. And at any point in time, hit the comment section below and type in cards that you suggest from the Tarkir Dragonstorm set to upgrade players the Dragon's deck. So without further ado, let's read his abilities. He costs 4 in WUBRG. Okay, that's all 5 colors and an extra 4 mana on a 10/10 body. Legendary Dragon Avatar. Right here, his first ability is what makes him a top 10 commander. Evanescence. As long as the Dragon is in the command zone or on the battlefield, other dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So essentially, all those 7 mana, 6 mana dragons are 1 less automatically. This commander can sit in the command zone and you reduce the cost of your dragons. Dragons are expensive to cost. So imagine just being able to play them for 1 less. And that's not even adding additional dragon cost spells reducers or creature spell reducers. Anyway, he's a 10/10 flyer. And he says, whenever 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. Then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. This is disgusting. This is just an attack trigger. So when you go to combat phase with the smallest of dragons, and you have the Dragon on the battlefield, you get to draw that many cards and put a permanent card from your hand on the battlefield. What players are doing are generally adding more dragons onto the battlefield, setting up their next turn with more dragons and more dragons and more dragons. That's what you're going to be doing here, because the Tarkir Dragonstorm set has got us more dragons to play for free, pretty much. Moving on, let's talk about it. So I got a video on this card. Okay, this is called the Spirit Dragons. And check in the top right hand corner. I should put that video in the top right hand corner where you can win with this card. Anyway, it's an enchantment that says dragons you control have indestructible. Okay, for 5 mana, all my dragons have indestructible. Great. Then it says at the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a +1/+1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. If you put a +1/+1 counter on 5 dragons this way, you win the game. Awesome. Essentially, I think the biggest thing you need to know about this card is you're going to need at least 5 dragons. If you want to win, if you want to win with this card, this alternative win con, you need at least 5 different dragons of different colors. Okay? And they need to be able to put +1/+1 counters on them. What makes this card sneaky good, it says at the beginning of your upkeep, there are cards that are phase manipulators. So essentially, you can give yourself an additional upkeep phase, and it would trigger this called the Spirit Dragons. Just play it accordingly. Because what makes this card really good, it doesn't say a specific upkeep. It just says at the beginning of your upkeep. If you want to know more about this card, hit that button up there where it says how to win with Call the Spirit Dragons. I explain it more. Such a great card. Moving on to the next. I just love this card for its name. It just reminds me of Gucci Mane, the rapper. We got Thunder Mane Dragon. Thunder Mane Dragon, 4/4 body for 4 mana. It's a dragon. It flies. It says you may look at the top card of your library anytime. If you've never done that, that is an amazing feeling. That's almost like cheating. You should, yeah. If you see an opponent looking at their card at any time through a permanent, make sure you get rid of that permanent, because they're already ahead of the game. Anyways, Thunder Mane Dragon says you may cast creature spells with power 4 or greater from the top of your library. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until end of turn. You're already running a bunch of dragons in your Dragon deck, or other powerful creatures. If they have power 4 or greater, hey, what we talking about here? They get to go onto the battlefield with haste. What makes this even good, creatures that have tap abilities, if they have haste, you can activate their abilities right away. Right away. That's what makes Thundermane Dragon even better. Moving on to the next. I'm gonna butcher this name. I really am. I really am. I'm gonna say Parapet Thrasher. Parapet Thrasher. That's the name of that card. Anyway, for 2 and 2 red, 4/3 body is a dragon. It flies. Okay. It says whenever one or more dragons you control deal combat damage to an opponent, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. The first one, destroy target artifact that opponent controls. Get rid of those mana rocks. Get rid of those equipments. Get rid of any artifact that you don't want to see on the battlefield on your opponent's side. Then it has this creature deals 4 damage to each other opponent. Okay, you get the burn opponents. 4 damage, that is a lot. Then add a damage doubler, that could be 8 damage. This is crazy. This card is OD. Okay, anyways, the last one says exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. Well, if you've been looking at the top card of your library with Thundermane Dragon, you set yourself up for success if you have the Parapet Thrasher on the battlefield paired with it. Just saying. Great card. I think it's an auto clue from this set. Moving on to the next. Cloning dragons. Okay, so with this card, before I even read it, I feel like Magic is trying to speed up the game of Commander. They're making cards more mana efficient with more abilities all put on one card. People call it power creep. I'm enjoying the power creep because we've all been in long Commander games, or you've desired a card to do something and you just need multiple pieces to do the one thing. We're done with those days. Moving on to the redoubled Stormsinger for 2 and a red, 3/3 body, Orc Wizard. He has first strike. My God. Okay, whenever this creature attacks, for each creature token you control that ended this turn, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that token. At the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice those tokens. Already, I can see this is like a Helm of the Host, a bad version of Helm of the Host, but it's on a creature. And this creature is still pretty good. It has first strike, so it can defend itself or take out pesky creatures when it goes to attack. This is really nasty. I think you're not until you play with this card, you see why it has first strike. It wants they designed this card for you to keep this on the battlefield. A 3/3 with first strike, you're getting rid of a lot of creatures. Okay? Then whatever token you have that you created that turn, whether it be a dragon or a 1/1 goblin for whatever reason, you get an additional one. Not bad. Not bad. We got to talk about the boring stuff, the utility cards. Personally, I like them a lot because if you don't have them, you can't play the game. Iridescent Tiger for 4 and a red, 3/4 body. It's just a big cat. It says when this creature enters, if you cast it, add all 5 colors to your mana pool. Great. So that means if you want to cast the Dragon, you can tap at least 5 mana to give yourself all 5 colors, and you just need to tap an additional 4 mana to cast them. Awesome. Moving on to the next. So we got the Encroaching Dragonstorm here. We got to stay talking utility. For 3 and a green, it's an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, search your library for up to 2 basic lands. Put them onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. What? When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. So what? We are playing dragon spells for free anyway, with either Call the Spirit Dragons or the attack trigger with the Dragon. So you get to continuously play this, tutor for 2 lands, drop them into play, basic lands, and every time a dragon comes into play, it goes back into your hand. This is nasty. Not only do you search lands, you get to add an extra card to your hand because there's spells or there's requirements on creatures or permanents that says, hey, whatever, how many cards you have in hand, and they do something. So to be able to bounce a enchantment continuously back into your hand, this is very synergistic with all the dragons that you're playing anyway. Moving on to the summary. Hey, look, the Dragon and all these dragons from the Tarkir Dragonstorm set, power creep, synergistic. You got to add at least these 5 cards to your deck. I know it's tough when you're going through the deck building process and you got no more slots left and you're trying to remove cards to add cards. It's going to be tough. But guess what? This Tarkir Dragonstorm set has must-add cards. Get rid of the old, put in the new. Be experimental. Stop hesitating. You're going to be able to do this. This is an awesome commander. This is an awesome set. I don't need to say anything else for this. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you to write in the comment section below what cards from this set that you think should be added to your Dragon deck to help out the community. Thank y'all. Peace.